people who aren't aware, there's a location in the Western Sahara Desert of Mauritania called the Richat structure. It's also commonly referred to as the Eye of the Sahara. And what's so spectacular about this is that it just so happens to match more than a dozen striking similarities to what Plato had described as the lost ancient capital city of Atlantis.
In the heart of the unforgiving Sahara Desert, buried beneath centuries of shifting sands and scorching sun, lies a mystery that has confounded historians and adventurers alike. Imagine stumbling upon a hidden path, an ancient thread woven through time, revealing the existence of a lost city. How did it escape notice for so long? What treasures and tales lie waiting to be uncovered? Join us on this gripping adventure as scientists finally discover a hidden path, revealing a lost city in the Sahara Desert. Earth's ancient wonder. The Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, is a remarkable natural wonder located in the heart of the Sahara Desert. Its immense, nearly perfectly circular shape is striking, spanning 40 kilometers across barren terrain. However, what is truly captivating is not just its size, but its uncanny resemblance to Plato's description of the legendary lost city of Atlantis. Imagine a colossal dome visible even from space. Over millennia, its layers have peeled away, revealing a pattern both unique and ancient. At its heart lies Proterozoic quartzite, a rock that has endured for over 600 million years, surrounded by layers of sandstone and limestone, each narrating a different chapter of Earth's history. Amidst this geological composition lies siliceous breccia, suggesting a turbulent history possibly influenced by volcanic activity. Geologists explain that the distinctive ridges and valleys of the Richat structure formed as layers of hard and soft rock eroded at different rates. Over time, this process shaped them into a dome pushed upward by ancient geological forces deep within the Earth. These forces originated from an alkaline igneous complex dating back to the Cretaceous period. Delving into the archaeological discoveries within the Richat structure reveals even more intrigue. Evidence suggests that early humans once inhabited this area, traversing its varied landscape. Excavations have unearthed deposits of pre-Acheulean and Acheulean artifacts associated with early human species, such as Homo erectus and Homo habilis. These artifacts indicate a period when early humans were adept at adapting to and utilizing their environment. Yet the question persists: what drew these ancient peoples to this specific location? This question leads to a larger mystery. Could this place be more than a natural phenomenon? Might it be the legendary lost city of Atlantis that Plato spoke of millennia ago? While geologists classify the Richat structure as a symmetrical uplift, formed when natural forces uplifted the ground, subsequently shaped by erosion, they fail to fully explain why the structure mirrors the intricate details of Plato's mythical city. Could ancient civilizations have played a role in shaping its puzzling contours? Thanks to Jimmy Corsetti, an independent researcher, a new question emerges. Could the Richat structure be large enough to have housed a city bustling day and night, thriving with trade and diverse languages spoken? He proposes an intriguing idea that perhaps ancient humans played a role in shaping this immense structure. While this idea remains speculative, it adds an exciting twist to an already captivating tale, injecting a hint of mystery into the narrative. A journey through myth and archaeology. Plato's stories about Atlantis, found in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, truly ignite the imagination. Through these dialogues, written around 2,400 years ago, during Athens' golden age of philosophy and culture, it's as if Plato is having an animated discussion, using his characters to explore various concepts and perspectives. Plato referred to Atlantis as a mythical island city that existed beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar. Plato spared no details, describing Atlantis as a massive landmass larger than Libya and Asia combined. The way he described its layout is nothing short of fascinating, with concentric rings of land and sea that would have required incredible engineering skills to construct, featuring intricate canals and bridges. At the heart of Atlantis lay its fertile central plain, a farmer's paradise surrounded by towering mountains that provided abundant resources and natural protection. But Atlantis wasn't just about its geography. Plato painted a vivid picture of a city rich in resources and technological innovation, with mysterious metals like orichalcum, alongside gold and silver. The city's infrastructure was remarkably advanced, boasting sophisticated water systems, magnificent temples, grand palaces, and bustling harbors. Yet Atlantis was more than its physical marvels. Plato envisioned a society governed by a complex web of laws, traditions, and a strong military presence. However, as the tale unfolds, Atlantis shifts from being a model of a utopian society to a cautionary tale of corruption and decline, leading to its eventual destruction. This narrative, rich in detail and moral lessons, continues to captivate and inspire the imagination, illustrating Plato's lasting influence on our understanding of ancient history and human nature. While there are similarities to Plato's Atlantis, the geographical location of the Richat structure in the heart of the Sahara Desert contradicts expectations. Atlantis, as described by Plato, was believed to be situated near the Atlantic Ocean, not thousands of kilometers inland. Another misconception is that Atlantis was submerged underwater, but Plato's accounts suggest otherwise. Many envision the Sahara Desert today and fail to realize its vastly different appearance in ancient times. Despite these discrepancies, some theorists propose that the Sahara might have once been more hospitable, perhaps even near water sources. The Richat structure isn't just a geological marvel, it's a treasure trove of archaeological discoveries that illuminate ancient human life. Scattered stone tools, arrowheads, scrapers, and axes narrate stories of hunting and craftsmanship. Fragments of pottery provide insights into domestic routines, reflecting significant cultural and technological advancements. More intriguing are the remains hinting at permanent settlements, challenging the notion that this area was merely a transient stop for nomadic groups. The rock art found on cliff faces and cave interiors surrounding the Richat structure is particularly captivating. These ancient paintings and engravings depict animals such as antelopes and elephants, offering a glimpse into a time when the Sahara teemed with diverse wildlife. Human figures and abstract motifs within these artworks provide clues about the social, cultural, and possibly spiritual practices of ancient civilizations. These archaeological findings aren't just relics of the past, they're vital pieces of a larger puzzle that helps us reconstruct the story of human life and evolution in the Sahara. They tell tales of how ancient societies adapted and persevered through drastic climate changes that turned a once fertile region into the vast desert we know today. The potential discovery of permanent settlements, though still being explored, opens new chapters in African prehistory, deepening our understanding of early human civilizations on this diverse continent. It underscores how the past holds immense power, with even the smallest clues shedding light on the expansive history of humanity. Embarking on this journey means traversing 1,200 miles of rugged terrain, navigating through rock and sand by vehicle, camel, and on foot, a dangerous endeavor. This region is famously called the Land of Fear, deriving its name from the Arabic word for emptiness, al-Zahara. Remarkably, this vast area, once submerged during the end of the Ice Age, remains largely unexplored by archaeologists. The possibility of a lost civilization from that era cannot be dismissed without investigation, especially given the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert that awaits thorough exploration. Nubia, enduring civilization of the Sahara. When we think of the Sahara Desert, our minds conjure images of endless sand dunes, yet beneath this vast expanse lies a veritable time capsule, preserving Earth's ancient history. One of the lesser-known but incredibly significant chapters within this desert's depths is the Nubian civilization, thriving in what is now Sudan and southern Egypt. This civilization, spanning from approximately 2000 BCE to 350 CE, represents a remarkable example of advanced culture, architecture, and political sophistication. Picture a civilization that endured for over 2 millennia, flourishing during pivotal periods like the Kingdom of Kerma, the Napatan dynasty, and the Meroitic Kingdom. Nubia's strategic position along the Nile River, stretching from southern Egypt's First Cataract to central Sudan's Sixth Cataract, was not merely geographical happenstance. It served as a vital artery for trade and economic prosperity, fueled by Nubia's abundant gold mines. These resources made Nubia a vital hub for luxury commodities such as ivory, incense, and ebony, highly coveted across sub-Saharan Africa and the Mediterranean. The prevailing archaeological view once dismissed alternative theories regarding ancient civilizations, including arguments by John West and Robert Schoch, challenging the age of structures like the Sphinx. Skeptics argued that no culture existed 12,000 years ago capable of creating such monuments, citing the established dating of the Sphinx as 4,500 years ago. However, this perspective shifted with discoveries like Göbekli Tepe, a deliberately buried site dating back 11,600 years. Nubia's dynamic relationship with ancient Egypt was profoundly intricate and captivating. Their interactions spanned the spectrum from vibrant trade and cultural exchanges to periods of outright warfare and conquest. During the illustrious 25th dynasty, Nubian pharaohs even ascended to rule over Egypt, underscoring Nubia's significant strength and influence in the region. Situated along the Nile in present-day Sudan and southern Egypt, the Kingdom of Nubia reveals a rich fabric of history, enriched with architectural marvels. Let's delve deeper into what made these kingdoms so extraordinary. Starting with Kerma, flourishing from around 2500 to 1500 BCE. Kerma marked the emergence of Nubia's first centralized state, strategically positioned along the Nile as a bustling center of trade. Notably, its unique mud brick structures known as defufa continue to intrigue scholars, their exact function still cloaked in mystery. Were they temples, palaces, or something entirely different? The craftsmanship of Kerma shines through in its pottery, notably the black-topped redware, and its expertise in working with ivory and gold. Moving forward to Napata around 1300 BCE, this city emerged as a paramount cultural and religious hub. It was here that Nubia began to exert its cultural influence over Egypt, a process that culminated during the 25th dynasty. The Temple of Amun in Napata wasn't merely a religious site, but a crucial center shaping Nubian culture and politics. The royal burials of this era, notably adorned with pyramids at sites like El Kuru and Nuri, highlight the profound impact of Egyptian traditions on Nubian society. Around 300 BCE to 350 CE, the capital of Nubia transitioned from Napata to Meroe, marking more than just a location change. It symbolized a significant shift in both political dominance and cultural influence. Meroe emerged as a vibrant center for creativity and production, particularly renowned for its iron manufacturing capabilities and the advancement of the Meroitic script, a distinct written language unique to Africa, separate from the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Nubia's architectural wonders extended to its impressive array of pyramids, numbering over 200 across sites like El Kuru, Nuri, and Meroe. Unlike the iconic Egyptian pyramids, Nubian pyramids were characterized by their smaller size and steeper slopes, adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphs. Serving as royal tombs, these structures housed lavishly decorated burial chambers below ground. Surrounding the pyramids were expansive complexes that included mortuary temples and chapels, reflecting a profound belief in the continuity of life after death. The mystery of the Sahara's transformation. The Sahara Desert holds a mysterious past. Extensive research suggests that the Sahara Desert once teemed with life, characterized by lush vegetation and lakes. Early humans thrived here as hunter-gatherers, exploiting the abundant natural resources. Imagine traveling through the Sahara 10,500 years ago. You would have encountered a vastly different world. Back then, this desert was not barren, but a landscape of dense forests and lush grasslands basking under the African sun. These grasslands supported a rich diversity of life, including giraffes, elephants, rhinos, and even crocodiles. It's astonishing to think such an ecosystem existed in northern Africa. So, what caused this dramatic change? How did a thriving savanna turn into the harsh, lifeless desert we see today? The transformation of this environment tells a shocking tale of Earth's climatic upheavals. For centuries, the Sahara has experienced regular shifts between wet and dry periods. These changes occur due to slight wobbles in the Earth's orbital axis, altering the angle of solar radiation entering the atmosphere. During the African humid periods, which have occurred intermittently throughout Earth's history, increased solar energy during the West African monsoon season brings substantially more rainfall to North Africa. This surplus of rain transforms the region with lush greenery, rivers, and lakes, a well-established fact in scientific circles. However, between 8,000 and 4,500 years ago, a peculiar phenomenon unfolded. The transition from humid conditions to arid desert occurred much faster in certain areas than expected from orbital precession alone, resulting in the formation of the Sahara Desert as it exists today. Archaeologist David Wright described this abrupt change as a case of poor parameterization in the data, suggesting an unknown factor influencing the shift. As Wright meticulously examined archaeological and environmental evidence, including sediment cores and pollen records dating to that era, a pattern emerged. Wherever the archaeological record indicated the presence of pastoralists, humans with their domesticated animals, there was a corresponding alteration in plant types and diversity. It seemed that whenever humans and their livestock moved across the grasslands, they inadvertently transformed verdant landscapes into scrublands and eventually deserts. This insight raises intriguing questions about human impact on the environment millennia ago. Did the activities of early pastoralists hasten the Sahara's transformation into a desert? Wright believes this scenario played out precisely as he hypothesized. By overgrazing the grasslands, they were reducing the amount of moisture released into the atmosphere. Plants emit moisture, which contributes to cloud formation, and increasing the albedo, Wright explained. He suggests that these actions could have hastened the end of the humid period more abruptly than could be solely explained by orbital changes. Additionally, these nomadic humans likely used fire as a tool for managing the land, further speeding up the desertification process. It's crucial to recognize that even without human intervention, the Green Sahara would eventually have reverted to a desert. This transformation is inherent in the Earth's orbital dynamics, according to geologist Jessica Tierney, an associate professor at the University of Arizona specializing in geoscience. Furthermore, Tierney emphasizes that human activity might not be necessary to explain the sudden shift from a green to a desert landscape. Instead, natural factors like vegetation feedback mechanisms and variations in dust levels could have played pivotal roles. Initially, there is a gradual change in the Earth's orbit, Tierney elaborates. As this happens, the West African monsoon weakens gradually. This leads to landscape degradation, transitioning from lush vegetation to desert. Eventually, a tipping point is reached where these changes accelerate. Tierney notes the complexity of identifying the exact trigger for this cascade of events, given the complex interconnections within the system. During the last humid period, the Sahara supported hunter-gatherer societies. As climatic conditions shifted with orbital changes and reduced rainfall, humans likely began domesticating animals such as cattle and goats to adapt. Perhaps climate pressures prompted people to adopt pastoralism, or perhaps the intensive grazing practices accelerated the clearing of vegetation, Tierney speculates. Determining what triggered the changes in the Sahara's climate, human activity or natural orbital shifts, is a puzzle scientists are striving to solve with the evidence at hand. The question is, how do we test these hypotheses? How do we separate changes driven by climate from those influenced by humans? It's a bit like the chicken and egg problem. Wright advises caution, noting that current evidence only shows correlation, not causation. Despite this uncertainty, Tierney finds Wright's research compelling and agrees that extensive further investigation is needed to uncover answers. According to Wright, delving into the dried-up lakebeds scattered across the Sahara and analyzing pollen and seed data alongside archaeological findings is crucial. By establishing strong correlations, researchers may better formulate theories explaining why the pace of climate change at the end of the African humid period diverged from orbital cycles and varied widely across northern Africa. Mastering the Sahara's challenges. The Garamantian civilization, located in what is now southwestern Libya's Fezzan region, offers a fascinating glimpse into the capabilities of ancient societies, especially in challenging environments like the Sahara Desert. Despite the arid surroundings, the presence of oasis environments in this area was crucial for sustaining life, and the Garamantes displayed remarkable ingenuity in adapting to these harsh conditions. From approximately 500 BCE to 700 CE, the Garamantes flourished extensively. This period of prosperity was not brief, but rather marked by sustained development and stability. They were pioneers in agricultural techniques, urban planning, and establishing extensive trade networks. It's as if they were masters of harnessing the desert's resources to their advantage. Excavations in the region have uncovered significant discoveries. Among these are elaborate tombs that shed light on their beliefs in the afterlife, a common thread among many ancient civilizations. The intricate design and scale of these tombs indicate a structured social hierarchy with varying levels of wealth and status. The artifacts buried alongside the deceased provide insights into their cultural practices and religious beliefs. The remnants of Garamantian cities evoke visions from the blueprints of ancient urban planners. Their meticulously organized street layouts attest to a sophisticated level of social order and civil engineering prowess. What truly astonishes is their mastery of water management in the parched Sahara Desert. Despite the arid environment, they engineered reservoirs and irrigation systems that were vital for sustaining their agricultural practices and ensuring their survival. Additionally, their fortified structures indicate a readiness to defend against potential threats, reflecting their strategic foresight. Turning to trade, the discovery of Roman coins at excavation sites reveals the Garamantes' extensive connections with the Roman Empire. Picture the bustling caravans traversing the desert, facilitating trade between distant regions. Interestingly, the wide array of artifacts discovered at these sites highlights their role as significant centers of trade, showcasing extensive interactions with diverse cultures. For example, structures similar to the stone structures of the Garamantes appear in unexpected places. For instance, near Cusco and at Alaka Hoyuk in Turkey, identical types of stonework have been found. This raises intriguing questions. Are these similarities merely coincidental, or do they suggest hidden connections in history that remain undisclosed? Notably, The distinctive T-shaped pillars found at Göbekli Tepe also appear at the Temple of Edfu in Upper Egypt and Peru. These patterns provoke speculation about possible links or exchanges between ancient civilizations across continents, hinting at a deeper, interconnected story waiting to be fully unveiled. For instance, the distinctive T-shaped pillars seen at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey reappear at the Temple of Edfu in Upper Egypt and in sites in Peru, including near Cusco. This raises questions about potential connections or influences between these geographically distant civilizations. Are these resemblances mere coincidences, or do they hint at shared knowledge or cultural exchanges that have yet to be fully understood? Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the shimmering heat of the Sahara Desert, where dunes rolled like frozen waves, its edges were frayed, its ink faded to a ghostly hue, but it held the promise of secrets lost to time. As a renowned archaeologist, Anne had spent years chasing whispers of a lost city buried beneath the shifting sands. Guided by the map's cryptic clues, she led her team deeper into the desert than anyone had dared venture before. They excavated tirelessly, their hands unearthing relics of an advanced civilization that once thrived in this barren expanse. Each artifact whispered tales of a prosperous city, now swallowed by centuries of oblivion. Days turned into weeks, and just when hope wavered, a young assistant unearthed a tablet etched with unfamiliar glyphs. With bated breath, Anne deciphered its message, a triumphant declaration engraved in stone. Scientists finally discovered this hidden path, revealing a lost city in the Sahara Desert. Anne's heart raced with excitement as the team followed the path revealed by the tablet. The dunes parted like curtains, unveiling the remnants of majestic buildings and winding streets that lay untouched for millennia. The lost city, bathed in the hues of sunset, as the first stars appeared overhead, casting their ancient light upon the ruins, Anne whispered to herself, "We've found it, Atlantis of the sands." Hidden wonders of the Sahara. In the Sahara, known mostly for its vast expanses of sand, scientists unearthed a surprising discovery buried beneath its surface, evidence of two ancient megalakes that thrived approximately 250,000 years ago. Typically, lakes are still bodies of water surrounded by land, and a megalake is an exceptionally large body of water enclosed by land. This revelation of lakes in the Sahara was truly unexpected. Deserts, named for their extreme temperatures, are generally incapable of retaining moisture. The closest known lake to the Sahara, Lake Chad in Central Africa, is evidence of this aridity. Therefore, finding signs of prehistoric megalakes beneath the Sahara's sands raised intriguing questions. The discovery was made possible through the examination of fossil fish remains found far from the Nile. Scientists identified an 810-foot sea level marker indicating that the Nile River once flooded the area, forming a lake that covered approximately 247 square miles, almost as large as Lake Michigan, one of the world's largest lakes. Another lower-level lake, situated 623 feet above sea level and 93 miles west of the Nile, covered an area of 197 square miles. Using radar technology, scientists traced an ancient water channel that flowed from the Nile to an oasis. These discoveries, led by geologist Ted Maxwell and his team from the National Air and Space Museum, solidified the widely held belief that the Sahara not only housed substantial water reservoirs in ancient times, but also boasted lush vegetation thousands of years ago. The Sahara hides more than ancient water structures. Beneath its sands lie the remains of fascinating historical sites. Among these is the ghost city of Timgad, which was buried for over 1,000 years. Timgad, discovered in Algeria in the 1950s, dates back to the 2nd century CE and was a city of the Roman Empire. This city is proof of Roman sophistication, with its orthogonal grid system and Corinthian colonnade-lined streets, reminiscent of the modern grid layout seen in cities like New York. Timgad's grid is one of the oldest in the world, preserved under the desert sands for over a millennium. Timgad was initially established as a retirement settlement for veterans who couldn't afford to return to Rome. It was a melting pot of cultures, including Romans, Africans, and particularly Berbers. Founded in 100 CE by Emperor Trajan, the city was designed to emulate the grandeur of classic Roman architecture. From an aerial perspective, Timgad's layout is breathtaking, showcasing the advanced urban planning of ancient Rome. What's even more spectacular is that Timgad covers an area of approximately 50 hectares. The exact time when this burying occurred remains a mystery, adding to the city's allure. It makes you wonder what other secrets the Sahara still hides. Clearly, the Sahara is a treasure trove of ancient wonders. Fossils of ancient life. The Sahara has yielded a treasure trove of fossils from a variety of aquatic life forms, including fish, mollusks, and even ancient plants. Among the most exciting discoveries are the fossils of dinosaurs, such as those from the pterosaur family, which had beaks, and the sauropods, the enormous herbivores with long necks. What's truly fascinating is that these dinosaur species are entirely new to science. The joy was palpable when Nizar Ibrahim and his team uncovered these pristine fossils in Algeria, their efforts rewarded after a grueling expedition in the harsh Sahara. Another remarkable find is the Whale Valley, or Wadi al-Hitan, located in the western desert of Egypt, not far from Cairo. This site contains an extensive collection of whale fossils, specifically those of the Archaeocidae, the ancestors of modern whales. These ancient whales had lost their hind limbs and transitioned from land dwellers to fully aquatic creatures. Paleontologists believe that these fossils represent a crucial moment in evolutionary history, offering invaluable insights into the transition from land to sea. In a groundbreaking discovery, paleontologists in Tunisia have unearthed fossils of massive sea-dwelling crocodiles that once inhabited the Sahara Desert. This ancient species, named Macumosaurus rex, or M. rex, is believed to have been over 30 feet long and weighed an astonishing 3 tons, with a skull measuring more than 5 feet. Federico Fanti, the lead researcher from the University of Bologna, emphasized the crocodile's impressive size. The fossils were found just beneath the surface in the Tunisia Formation, a fossil-rich area on the edge of the Sahara. This region, which was likely a lagoon facing the ocean millions of years ago, provided the ideal environment for these giant predators. With support from the National Geographic Society Committee of Research and Exploration, Fanti and his team successfully uncovered these well-preserved remains. However, the M. rex fossils date back to about 130 million years ago, indicating that this group survived much longer than originally thought. This new timeline challenges existing theories about the extinction and evolution of these ancient reptiles. Interestingly, M. rex is not the only prehistoric crocodile species discovered in the Sahara. Researchers have also found fossils of other large crocodiles, affectionately nicknamed superfrog, due to their distinctive features. These discoveries are more than just historical footnotes. They help us understand the grand narratives of evolution. By studying these fossils, scientists can recreate the environments of those ancient times, improving our knowledge of the Earth's history and the incredible transformations that have taken place over millions of years. What do you think about lost civilizations in the Sahara Desert? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.